LSU and South Carolina from Tiger Stadium on Saturday night, 6:55, the official kickoff time. Television time set for 6:45 on Saturday. Brian Kelly updated some injuries for LSU today. Garrett Nussmeier, good to go. Caden Durham, good to go. Weston Davis is good to go. The one question or probable name that he gave on the injury report today, which is generally a pretty good sign this early in the week, is Aaron Anderson. Paul Mabenga was questionable, and that's a high ankle sprain. You got to feel like there's a real question whether or not he's going to play. Cohen Eccles available there. DJ Chester's available there. Even you could see a situation where Carius Kern could play some left guard as well. But seems like Weston Davis from his concussion and broken nose, good. Caden Durham on his ankle sprain, good. Garrett Nussmeier, patella tendonitis / ab strain, good to go. Aaron Anderson, probable with all the maladies that Brian Kelly mentioned on Wednesday of last week that he was dealing with that caused him to miss the second half of the Ole Miss game. And then we'll see what Paul Mabenga can do. That report's up at LouisianaSports.net right now, as is a statistical breakdown of the South Carolina Gamecocks that I'll kind of get into later this week and how they've played up to this point. So a lot to do to get ready for that game, and I feel like most of what we did last week was kind of criticize the LSU offense, and it was the biggest story. Look, you lost your first game. The offense shared blame with the defense into why you lost that game, but had a significant negative contribution, especially in the running game, and so that was a lot of the discussion. I wanted to find something a little bit more positive for Sunday at LouisianaSports.net and for this segment on the show today. And what I stumbled upon in the Pro Football Focus grades was how LSU is covering. And it's very, very encouraging. You look at the primary coverage players for LSU, and you're seeing some very, very high grades. And again, I'm not here to tell you that Pro Football Focus is the end-all, be-all, but I do think that there's some quality information that you can draw from it and stuff that I don't necessarily gather from watching the game. But grades in the 80s and especially the upper 80s are very, very, very rare. That's elite stuff. I almost never see grades in the 90s. Like Deshaun Spears played 9 snaps in the Florida game and had 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. He graded in the 90s for that. But you just rarely see grades in the 90s. Mid-80s, high 80s is very, very, very good. Mansour Delane's season-long defensive grade is 88.5. His coverage grade is 87.7. These are astronomical numbers from the LSU corner, who is ticketed, if he keeps this up, for All-American type numbers. He's been targeted 20 times this year and only allowed 6 completions for 77 yards. That's 6 out of 20 is incredible stuff. And something that I really took note of was in watching the LSU Ole Miss game last weekend, the broadcast team who talks to the coaching staff during the week mentioned that Ole Miss's coaching staff had told them, yeah, we think Delane's one of the best corner guys in the country. We're going to go elsewhere. And you saw them go at P.J. Woodland, who had an interception. You saw them go at DJ Pickett. You saw them go at West Weeks. You saw them go at Tamarcus Cooley. They stayed away from Mansour Delane, and for good reason. He has been sensational in terms of his grades. A.J. Hulsey is an 82.5 for his defense on the season, but that coverage grade, 83.4 for A.J. Hulsey. Now, he's given up some catches, 12 of them in 16 attempts, but only for 109 yards. So that tells me under 10 yards a catch for a safety who's not going to be in press coverage very much. That's a lot of catch and tackles, right? A lot of 6, 7, 8-yard tackles. And that's kind of what you're looking for from a safety. Yeah, I like him to break it up, but be there, be in position, make a play on the ball, and get the guy on the ground. If he does catch it, Hulsey has certainly done that. Now, P.J. Woodland and DJ Pickett are going to be very busy guys if other coaching staffs think like Ole Misses did and stay away from Mansour Delane. And P.J. Woodland's been game. He's got a 75.9, so almost a 76 in coverage. In overall, that's very good. His coverage, 75.1. That's solid work, especially from a number 2 corner. He's given up 8 completions and 17 targets. That's good work by P.J. Woodland, who's getting better and better. He's still not the biggest guy, still not the most physical guy, but he's not afraid. He does not back down. He will make a play on the ball, and he had a great interception in the game against Ole Miss. So good to see P.J. Woodland. And then DJ Pickett's grade is lower, but he is a freshman, and he's going to see a lot of action. And I feel like when you take that skill set, that length, that range, that size, that mindset, you mold that with more reps and tutelage from Corey Raymond, I think the DJ Pickett you get in November is going to be much better than the DJ Pickett that you saw in September. And the DJ Pickett you saw in September, 10 targets, 5 completions. Now, he did have a pass interference penalty at Ole Miss, and that'll ding you, but his overall grade on defense, 66.2, his coverage grade, 62.9. But here's something that I drew from the Pro Football Focus target grades. We just told you about Mansour Delane, your number 1 corner, P.J. Woodland, your number 2 corner, DJ Pickett, your number 3 corner, and A.J. Hulsey, your safety. And those 4 guys have seen significant targets. Let's do the math. That is 53 targets. 53 targets between them. No touchdowns. 0. None. You had a couple on DeMarcus Cooley, but none on Delane, Hulsey, Woodland, or Pickett. That's great stuff. Now, you have not seen the best quarterbacks on your schedule yet. Klubnik's been a mess. Lagway's been a mess. Chambliss, we'll see. I think it's pretty damn good. But you still got to see Marcel Reed. You got to see Sellers. You got to see Taylor Green. You got to see can't come up with Oklahoma's quarterback. Mateer. Just takes a second. Live radio is a hell of a thing. But I do know that those 4 guys, Mateer, Taylor Green, Marcel Reed, and Pavia, top 4 in the SEC in terms of total offense. So the best is yet to come, and that doesn't include Lenora Sellers, who missed a game basically because of that concussion. So you're going to see some guys that can make some plays. But as I look at this, and I look at the coverage grades, I look at the production, I look at what I see with my eyes, all of that suggests that LSU is really, really, really doing a nice job in the coverage portion of the game. I trust LSU's front 7 to stop the run, to slow the run. You're facing the worst rushing offense in the SEC. Yes, worse than LSU's in South Carolina this weekend. If you can cover Nick Harbor and that crew on the outside, like you've got a really good chance to put South Carolina's offense behind the chains and in a blender, basically, because they have not been good at all. South Carolina's been bad on offense. There's a statistically speaking piece. God, that's a tongue twister. Statistically speaking piece, LouisianaSports.net. Highly suggest you go check it out to look at South Carolina's offense. It's just raw numbers, not my opinion. Raw numbers. They have been brutal on the offensive side of the ball through a month of action. This is a defense that's got a good chance to go out there and shut them down in front of the home crowd on Saturday night in Death Valley. So, again, that piece on the coverage unit was published yesterday in LouisianaSports.net. You go check that out for free. We'll have a lot more coverage for LSU in South Carolina as we move forward in the week. Certainly will on this show as well. If you're looking for LSU content, check it out. Hunt on LSU, wherever you find your podcasts, or on YouTube. Hunt on Saints, where you can find your Saints content as well. YouTube and all your podcast links. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.